So Ma'a, you are the wife of Dr. Sebi, and Sessa.
I'm his son.
He put the ad in the paper.
He put the ad in the paper.
AIDS has been cured.
AIDS has been cured.
Herbal Research Institute.
Because we're not doctors, right? When we talk about Dr. Sebi, that's a moniker that was given by the people, just like we have Dr. Dre, right?
Because we're not doctors, right? When we talk about Dr. Sebi, that's a moniker that was given by the people, just like we have Dr. Dre, right?
Hey, now real quick. I know DJ Vlad a couple of years ago caught a lot of heat. DJ Vlad caught a lot of heat for making this very same comparison.
Dr. Sebi does not have an actual medical degree. He has a certificate of healing. It's a piece of paper that says certificate of healing.
So what?
So, to me, he's as much of a doctor as Dr. Dre.
See, you're trying to be funny right now, but...
Right? Are you gonna throw all that same amount of heat? I'm talking to the conscious community. I'm talking to all the Sebi supporters, right? All that heat that you shot at DJ Vlad. This is his son. This is his son right here. So when DJ Vlad said that Dr. Sebi is as much as a doctor as Dr. Dre, y'all was ready to take his head off, right?
Even actor and comedian Nick Cannon responded to Hussle's murder by suggesting on Instagram that he planned to finish a documentary on Sebi and posting several videos of Sebi in the hours following. It is important to note a few things. First, Sebi was playing on the desperation of a lot of desperate people in the United States, particularly at a moment when mortality was high, stigma was higher, and there were no effective therapies for HIV. If he really had a cure and had effectively cured people for nearly 30 years, why did he never produce a single documented case for others to replicate? Fair question.
Am I talking about his natural food diet that's helped people, control their weight and become more healthy? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm sure that there's plenty of people out in the conscious community or any community. I don't care what set you claim, right? I don't care what set you claim, right? I'm not saying he didn't teach anything to help anybody. I'm talking about one thing that has been reinforced and echoed since apparently 1988. Since 1988, we've heard that Dr. Sebi won a court case in the Supreme Court where he proved he can cure AIDS.
For people who believe that pharmaceutical interests had him and maybe Hussle taken out, why don't they have the cure now? That's a good question. I often hear from people that, quote unquote, keeping people on therapy is more lucrative than curing them. But in 2014, US taxpayer money helped bring about the first widely beneficial cures for hepatitis C. And Gilead Sciences, the company to first bring this cure to market, generated $50 billion in sales in the first 3 years. It sounds like there's a lot of money to be made in cures, and this is a fact that many activists and patients are mad as hell about. Secondly, ask yourself this question. If Sebi was so interested in the health and wellness of Black people globally, why didn't he make his supposed cure available more widely? The Body contributor Stephen Hicks put it best on Twitter. Millions of Black people have died from AIDS complications globally. If, quote-unquote, Dr. Sebi really had the cure, lived to be 83 years old, and saw millions of Black people die without attempting to give them said cure, he is no hero. That right there is pretty indicative. Hero, money, fame, scamming. What was the motive for not showing people how to replicate his cure? But what is ultimately the saddest in all of this is that there are real people living with HIV in this country who wake up every day and fight for their lives. They fight against stigma in their homes and communities. They fight against stigma in the media. They fight to be heard and seen by their doctors and other providers. They fight their elected officials. They fight their insurance companies. They even fight pharma companies for better access to affordable medications. And there are those of us who continue to work to support people living with HIV too, who know something about this epidemic. And yet it all takes is one crack to claim some quote-unquote holistic African cure to get far more credibility in the eyes of many than the vast majority of people who live with this every day. This planned documentary by Hussle and now Canon sounds like it won't be a full, true accounting, but full of more myths that delight and affirm some people's ideas about health and medicine. There is real racism in biomedical research, healthcare, and public health systems to deal with, and much of it is infuriating and costs an uncounted number of lives every day. And we need more Black people to work with us to transform systems, not believe in false prophets. So, biggest takeaway. Let's say he was acquitted or he was not guilty of any wrongdoing whatsoever. Why is the HIV cure still so repressed? The model, the ability to replicate it is still so repressed. We don't know why. You know what I'm saying? That in itself right there should give you reason to pause and think. And this is no shot to Dr. Sebi and his legacy per se, but basically, never ever blindly trust your doctor's opinion. You get a second, third, heck, even fourth opinion to ensure various reputable and credible people are basically advising you on the correct path to pursue. This doctor may say surgery. This doctor may recommend some type of prescription. This doctor may just say rest. Bring it all together and come to your own conclusion. Don't blindly follow anybody. We see doctors who are overweight, right? And they should be ideally they should be the epitome of health, right? You study all this, you know how the body works. You see overweight doctors all the time, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that they might be leading you astray.
I just smoke like cooking now, I see a little clear. I just made it to the sun from a stormy weather. I just turned my lights on, now I see the picture. How the fuck you using me for the fucking paper? All the things you do to me hurt my fucking liver. I don't need a company, I just need my liquor. And I never move on, bitch, I do remember how to put my dues on, bitch, I see you never. So now I see the picture, not just how you fucking pin it. Was working blindsided like a duck and fucking pin it.